Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Stephen Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Hello, Stephen. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Andrew. Hello, everyone. You look good. I like this.
I feel like my shirt's too tight in the video. I'm seeing like wrinkles here.
I was literally going to say, you look more muscular.
I know. I feel like I'm wearing like a superhero shirt or something. Very self-conscious right now.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too. Welcome to the studio.
Yes.
Full disclosure, my girlfriend has been out of town for 2 days. She's doing a show in Seattle, so
Fun.
I find myself doing like it's like the reverse when the parents go out of town.
Yeah.
You know, when the parents go out of town, you party and you do crazy stuff. When she goes out of town, I just do nerd stuff. And nothing.
What nerd stuff are you doing?
Video games, the
sure.
cheesiest sci-fi movies that if she walked in, she'd be like, "What's this?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know those movies. It's so funny you say that because I do that stuff when Caitlin leaves the house, but for the night or like to go do something. Yesterday, I have a group chat of people that play Warzone.
Oh, nice.
With me, and it was like I was cheating. They texted me and they're like, "Hey, you around?" And I'm like, "She leaves in 15 minutes."
The fun can begin in 15.
I close the shades. Man.
You make sure your neighbors aren't watching or outside.
Unless they want to play with me. Okay, that's dumb.
Open invite.
Every time I play, if listeners, if you haven't checked out this TikTok, it's my favorite TikTok of yours. Every time I play video games, I think of that
when you're catching up with your buddies in the middle of a game.
Yes. It makes me laugh every time.
But it happens so often. They're they're ranting and venting, and you're like, yeah.
They're tagging us from the left.
Yeah. They're shooting virtual bullets at us. Pay attention to this.
I just feel like I was blindsided. Yeah, they just threw a flashbang at me, so I can't see either.
Yeah, right. Yeah. When she left me, it came out of nowhere. Yeah, kind of like this grenade. Can we focus here?
Oh, man. So funny. Anyways,
and also you said, you know, like when the parents go to town, you do crazy things, and when your girlfriend goes out of town, you do nothing.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
Yeah?
Because I feel like when she's here, you have pressure to, like, clean up. And
yeah.
And when she's gone, you could just veg and be...
the dishes or...
Yeah, be a lazy piece of crap and be guilt-free about it.
Yeah, I don't shave and like... I look like... When she leaves, I look like she broke up with me. But... My place is a mess. I'm eating out of a pizza box.
It's like a breakout simulator or breakup simulator. Well, I break out too because I don't shower.
It's like Total Recall. Let's put in a memory as if she left you, and then I live this life of being left.
And then at the end, you're like, "Was it a dream?"
Yeah. I didn't even realize that Total Recall was doing that. Is this a dream or isn't it? Thing. I thought it was clear that it wasn't as soon as everything. I mean, I know they make you wonder a little bit with the wife. But then everything else, I'm like, oh no, it turns out he was a spy this whole time and they wiped his memory.
Well, you know, all that action stuff happens in the middle of the implant process. You know, isn't that a huge coincidence? He's getting the implant that he's a spy, and then all the spy stuff happens for the rest of the movie.
That's true. That's a good point. Oh God, I never thought about that.
That was the clue for me because it's like, why is all this outrageous stuff just so happened to happen when this guy? But then it explains it in the movie too that it unlocked this secret spy memory.
Yeah, it removed his whatever, brainwashed.
That's how it could go either way.
But I just remember hearing somebody say that, and I'm like, it's not Inception. Inception makes you wonder, like, but I think Total Recall, it's clear, it's present danger.
Well, you gotta go through it again.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again.
I mean, the stuff that happens is so outrageous.
It's so crazy. The lady's head.
The lady's head. Quaid being a symbiotic
yeah,
thing.
growth.
Yeah, that's what you really want to rally behind. Some growth on some guy's side. Yeah, he gives great speeches.
It would have been great if Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, "That is a tumor."
Classic line.
Oh man. So let's you want to get it right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I've got all my social anxiety flared up recently.
Oh yeah.
And it's all in the comedy world. I know obviously a lot of our listeners are comedy fans, so it ties in pretty well. I've been doing open mics and stuff to try out new stuff and get ready for when I'm working on a new album. So I've been seeing all these new kids that are, I'm new to comedy, or at least new to New York, and I'm like, I feel like the new kid at school because they all know each other and I don't really know them, so I feel like a loser at all these mics.
Yeah, man, that's I feel that way too. I feel like there was those group of comics that started during the pandemic too, and they had their own weird pandemic shows that would happen at like the backyard of a laundromat because that was the only place you could perform.
Right. Well, with that in mind, I was leaving a show at some club, and I got to the Lexington station, the last station before we go into Queens, to go home. And I see one of these open micers and waiting for the train. And I'm like, I want to go say hello. And I go and I walk over and I go, "Hey, man," and I give him the nod, and then he nods and then keeps walking. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I just got snubbed." And then,
but he gave you the nod back, right?
Yeah, but I was like, mine was clearly like, "Hey, let's chat while we wait for the train."
And he thought it was the hello, just acknowledging that you exist. Nod?
Maybe. I don't know, but then he kept walking, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm such a dork!" Like he must think I'm a fraud or something. And my head starts spiraling. I look, he's waiting for the same train as me, gets in the same car as me, and goes to the other end of the car. And
he avoids you by walking to the other end
completely.
Okay,
and I'm just like, oh my, because you can't go over and be like, "Hey, you want to do it again?" Like,
let's just keep nodding at him the whole ride. It looks like you have like some kind of like mini Tourette's.
He's like, "The train's not that bumpy. Why is he bouncing so much?" So then we never talk. And then I see him at Mike's, and I'm like, "Oh God, that's the guy that snubbed me." And he's funny. He's really funny. And I'm like, "Oh, that's too bad. He clearly doesn't like me." And then I confide in this about this with my friend Peter Wong. Cut to, I go to another QED open mic, and I'm sorry, there's something before this. I go to another train another day, see another open micer, same exact thing happens.
He nods, you nod.
You
nod,
hello.
He nods. Yeah.
I say hello and I do the wave. He goes to another end of the car. We're in the same car on the same train, and then we don't talk.
Well, seeking out like strangers' validation in basements doesn't really align with the best social skills.
Right. In all fairness to them, I'm like, they're probably have social anxiety, but I'm giving them what I would want, which is the clearly, "Hello, come on, let's chat if you want to chat."
Some people don't know that. Some people don't know the nod means like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Right.
Some people just think the nod is like, "Oh, hello, okay."
Well, I'm doing the wave included and the hello.
Okay, so you're going all in here.
I put all my.
Do they wave back?
They haven't waved back.
So they
did the nod back.
Oh man, So they de-escalate the greeting there.
Yes, and so I should have taken the escalator, but to another platform. Anyways, so cut to QED. I go to the open mic. The first guy that does this to me is there, and we do the mic. And then after, he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, I want to apologize for the time that we were on the train together. I didn't think you knew who I was, and I got really anxious, so I went to the other end of the train. Wow. I didn't realize you wanted to talk to me."
How did he know you wanted to? Oh, because
Peter told on me.
Peter, oh man, that's the worst.
Peter was there. I was like, why'd you tell him? And he's like, well, you know, it would make him feel better that you wanted to talk to him. And I'm like, oh my God. Then the next night, I see that open micer, and now the ice is broken.
Right.
So I go, hey, man, how's it going? And I look next to him. The other guy that did it to me is standing next to him.
Wow.
And I go, hey, man, you know that thing you did to me? I go, and I say quietly, he did it to me too.
What?
And he goes, I know, he told me yesterday.
What is going on here?
I was like, what?
What is going on?
No one wants to talk to me.
Well, it's complimentary that they talk about how they're nervous to talk to you when they're away from you.
I guess I made it.
Yeah. Wow, it's some kind of mini celebrity amongst the small fishes in this pond of ours.
It was, and it's so funny because I think it caused me more anxiety than it caused them. Because they're like, oh, thank God that's over. And I'm just thinking about it all the time. I see them. I'm like, oh, my God. Comics hate me.
Why is that even... I mean, that's... I relate. I used to be those guys.
Yes, I did too.
I used to be those guys that were like, no one wants to talk to me. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to go over here, sit next to the guy who made a tent in the back of the train with a blanket from FEMA. I'll just hang out with him and smell what this is instead of going over there and talking to this guy.
I'll smell what his sock is cooking.
Yeah, I was smelling. There's literally a guy at the end of the train. There's always a guy with like a blanket and a big trash bag, and you know, that's his home or whatever for the end of the stop. So
mobile home.
I'd rather go over there than have to risk like saying something awkward to somebody that's that's ahead of me in comedy.
I guess I didn't think I was, and I thought I was still that guy, the guy you described,
who would just go, "Hey, how's it going? Oh, okay, I'm gonna go over here."
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're equals.
I'd rather step through the cars. You ever do that? It's like dangerous.
I get on the top like Wolverine and sink my claws in and just ride the top. No one liked that movie, but.
Which one? The Wolverine or
the one where he's in Japan?
Yeah, the Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a hard scene to write. All right, we got a train. What's Wolverine gonna do? Probably stick his claws in. Japan's known for fast trains, so just put A and B together here.
That's the writer's room. All right, what can he stick his claws into?
What else do they have in Japan? Wooden walls? Maybe he'll scratch through those.
Yeah, he'll go right through those.
Yeah.
How about he goes to Hawaii and he like cuts open the coconuts for drinks? No.
Does he do that?
No.
Oh, that's Wolverine 3. He goes to Hawaii.
Retirement Logan.
You know, in like Castaway, he hunts the crab with the spear.
Oh yeah,
that's what just Wolverine does. He doesn't need the spear.
No. He's got the pig on it, and then he just spins his arm in the fire. But yeah, so this is the first time I've been on the other side of the comic being nervous to talk to the comic.
Wow, it's a big compliment, man.
Yeah, but just as anxiety inducing.
Yeah,
not for me.
Because now, what do you feel like? Pressure to appease these people, or
no? Because I took their anxiety to talk to me as not wanting to talk to me. So I was like, oh my God, I'm unlikable.
Oh.
So I just spiraled.
Well, you got to figure most open mic comics are socially maladjusted. I mean, I was. And you also got to factor in who cares, Like,
right.
I mean, like, that's... With anxiety, it's hard to realize that. But if some guy doesn't want to talk to you, I wouldn't... I don't know how I would feel. It hasn't happened to me, but...
Well, you're more likable.
But no, or I don't run into them on train. I drive, so I don't.
Oh, that's true.
I avoid that.
You do automobile.
But I have had that thing where I try to get, if it's somebody I respect, I try to end the conversation as soon as I can because I'm like, I'm going to say something weird, And that happened last Saturday. This LA comic who I started with and was friends with, and then she moved to LA. She kind of like became mini famous or whatever. She was visiting, and she said hi to me at the comedy club. I said hi, And immediately I was like, I gotta go. I can't. We caught up, and it was a good conversation. I was like, I gotta go. I'm gonna say something weird, or I'm gonna make it look stupid.
Right.
But she kept like saying like, what else going on? You know, I kept getting dragged back in the convo. And of course, I say something weird, you know. I say something weird, and I'm like, I knew this would happen.
What'd you say?
Well, she was like, I'm staying at a friend's house. I'm like, she lives in Williamsburg, right? No, she lives in the city. She hasn't lived in Williamsburg in 5 years. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't know where this person lives. I kind of got all defensive. I'm like, well, do you want to ride to wherever that is? She said, no, it's a block away. Don't you know that? And I'm like, no, I told you. I don't know what. I don't keep tabs on. I don't check the white pages. I started getting all like revved up.
Why would I know where she lives?
Why would I know this? I don't.
Oh man.
So that's the way it ended, is me saying some weird thing about leaving or the place where she lives, and then I got in my car and was like, why did I do that?
Well,
should just let it go.
I think we talked about this on the pod, or I've heard this. No, we've definitely talked about it. Nobody's thinking about you. They're too busy thinking about themselves. Like, they're in their head. So, like, she was probably like, oh, my God. Like she was probably in her head that, and she had to overcompensate. She's from LA. She's like, I got to know how far away it is. I got to know where she lives now. She had to feel like she knew more about the friend, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Or maybe everyone was joking or whatever, and I was getting too defensive. And, when you try to over-explain some weird thing you say, it sounds weirder. You just get stuck on this quicksand of explaining the weird thing that you just explained.
Yeah.
You just kind of like have some kind of fractal of weird.
Fractal.
You just keep zooming out.
Yeah.
Like, well, let me explain this other weird thing I said. Okay, now let me explain that weird thing. Let me explain that weird thing. And it zooms out, so you have a weird...
It looks like the bulletin board with yarn. At the top is where the conversation started, and then there's where she used to live. This is where... Oh man.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of similar. When I was a new open micer in New York and running into people, I think I never took. I think if I saw them on the train, I would do the same thing, like.
Well, both times that I mentioned earlier, it was before we got on the train. So they had the opportunity, if they didn't want to talk to me, to get to a different car.
Yes, right. I get that. But if they talk to you on the platform, you're going to have to get back in the train together and then sit down together. It's like a whole chain of events there.
Right, but like they could have walked, nodded, and then walked off to another car and got on that car when we got on the train.
Right.
And I get the message.
Yeah.
But they both got on the same car as me, so I was just like... What is this?
I don't know. Maybe that car was the closest to their destination. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I never know that stuff.
What's going on with you?
So should we get into some listener thing before I get into me?
Sure. What do you got?
Matt
Moves Mountains.
Okay, yeah. Matt Moves Mountains Patreon subscriber.
Love Matt.
Because we posted that clip about being anxious when you watch TV.
Yeah.
And he wrote...
Matt wrote, when my wife watches any Real Housewives shows, I have to leave the room. Not just because they're horrendous people, but specifically that all their arguing gets me too stressed out.
Yeah, a lot of arguing. Because I think at the last episode, we talked about cringeworthy moments on TV. And,
yeah.
But then there's also those arguing moments I hate.
There's so much arguing on those shows that like a commercial break happens in between an argument. That's how long they're fighting.
And then like when they come back, they recap the argument. Well, this is what Cindy said. Like, all right, please. I don't want to relive the first part of the argument.
She called her fat, and she said her man stinks. You're all caught up.
And then we caught the commercial.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the arguing. it's family drama. We tune in to watch family drama, like, or I mean, the Housewives thing is kind of family drama, but it's like, yeah, it's very stressful. At least I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't either. I don't even know. I once saw an interview with a guy who produces or who worked on those shows.
Yeah,
and he said that they would film hours and hours of footage. You would have to write down everything everyone said, and then you would give it to a producer, and they would like kind of just be able to cut narratives based on all this footage. So they would make up a whole story. Like that, like if there was a fight or whatever, they would have someone saying something angry and cut that to somebody else saying something angry, and they could literally like kind of like Frankenstein a whole tension and conflict out of just a couple random moments throughout a couple days.
It's so funny. Like it shows them fighting, and then it cuts to something they said in a different location, but they try to make it look like the same fight.
Yeah, yeah. You ever see that Simpsons where they have that Fallout Boy movie?
No.
And Milhouse's Fallout Boy gets stressed out, he leaves, and they're like, don't worry, we can cut together the rest of the movie based on footage we already had.
Yeah.
And then it's like, look out, radioactive man, and then they fight aliens and they do other things, and then they're underwater and stuff, and then at the end the editor says, I'm fired, aren't I? And he says, yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's hard to describe with words, everybody.
I can picture it. Oh man.
Oh yeah. So yeah, reality shows stink. I mean, girls love them. I think because I don't have a girl's perspective, but my girlfriend loves those shows. She loves The Bachelor. She loves Love Island or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think the dating drama people love.
Yeah.
I've never watched any housewife shows, but I don't know if it's got any dating. I think it's just like,
I don't know. I've never watched them either.
Yeah, but I've watched The Bachelor during quarantine, and I actually understood the appeal to the drama of that because you signed up for this. And Caitlin and Chloe loved it, but Caitlin, I noticed, would hide when in her phone anytime the fighting started.
Oh, really?
Whenever there was any sort of drama, I noticed she would look at her phone, and she's not really doing anything. She's just scrolling and trying not to look at the TV.
That's her snail shell.
Yes.
The phone is a very safe place.
Yeah.
I do that too, actually.
When do you do it?
Well, when there's awkward moments on TV, I'll be like, oh, let me see this.
That'd be funny.
What's going on in Afghanistan?
Finally, something less stressful.
Right, yeah.
Oh, man.
So thanks for commenting, Matt. And okay, so what's going on with me? So yesterday, Saturday, it's like almost a part 2 to a previous episode.
Okay.
I had a 2 p.m. show, which was like cuts right in your middle of the day, and I was like, I got nothing, so I'm gonna come home here and I'll like take a walk. It was a nice fall day.
Yeah.
So I just walked around and like, I'm like trying to find a good place to sit, in the park. Like all the good benches are taken by like weirdos, and I had to find this bench all the way and out of the way, and I sit down. I'm like, finally, I got a bench, and I could look at the water because
love the water.
Astoria is close to the East River, so they have all these paths that go around along the river, and it's kind of like almost like it doesn't feel like you're in New York. It feels like you're in some kind of nature preserve if you just ignore a big skyline and cars honking and stuff.
A giant bridge above you.
A giant bridge above you. But you can kind of just like look down at the water and go, oh, this is, it's like Total Recall illusion.
And then a bunch of action starts, and you got to fight a hot dog guy and an ice cream truck driver.
Right, yeah. And some girl that flirts with you.
Yeah.
So I find this bench like out of the way. It's not right on the water. It's like a little, and I sit down, and of course, the sun is like right in my face, in like a weird angle. So I'm like, I'm like, I can't even relax. The sun is in my face. You know, and sometimes that gives you like a headache if like so much sun.
Yeah.
And plus I'm pale. I didn't put on like sunscreen, so I'm
Your
like,
undertone.
Right. I'm anxious about getting sunburned, so I just sit down for like maybe 10 minutes and I get up and I like walk back home. And I'm like, all right, I have time for a nap, so I like take off my clothes and I lay in the bed and I'm looking at my phone and I'm like,
for some reason I missed that you left the park. So
that would be great.
So I'm on the bench. I take off all my clothes.
I lay down and I just live there now. That's where I live. It's free, you know. You don't have to pay rent. You can eat stuff that people leave.
Sorry. So you go home. You get in bed.
I get in bed. I look at my phone and I'm like, I just have this thought like, wait, I wanted to order something online.
Sure.
They have these they have these
what
like
did you order?
These re-releases of these old G.I. Joe figures.
Okay.
At Walmart.
Sure.
They're like $13 and I was like, oh cool, I'll order this. $13.
Mm-hmm.
It says enter your credit card or whatever, and I'm like,
oh no.
I go to my pants, no wallet. I'm like, oh God. It's on the bench. It's gotta be on the bench. It's gotta be there.
Oh my God.
And it's been now.
It's cooking in the sun.
It's cooking in the sun, yeah. It's like it's like a Batman signal for all the thieves.
You can steal this.
Yeah. Oh, come get this. I'm like, oh my God, not again, because it happened. Probably happened about a year ago or whatever.
Oh my God.
So I check, you know, all my credit card things, no pending transactions except for the Walmart. Or no, I didn't even. Well, my thing was saved, so I ended up ordering the thing.
You're like, oh my God, my wallet. Hold on, I gotta get this G.I. Joe. Okay,
it's gonna get sold out. So I put on my clothes.
Before I get my wallet, I need Cobra Commander.
I need it. I put on my clothes. I yell, "Go, Joe!" And I leave my house.
You ride over in a 4-wheeler.
A little helicopter that seats one and doesn't even have a cockpit or whatever.
Yeah, it only had the seat.
It only had a seat because it cost extra money to have an actual helicopter.
Oh, man.
So I like quickly, like briskly walk all the way to the park and I of course there's some woman literally like doing exercises on that bench. Like she's like doing side things and I'm like how long do I stand here? Like what? And I like.
So you ran, I would assume.
I kind of like briskly walked.
Are you out of breath and like
little out of breath? I look weird.
Yeah, your eyes are bulging because you're trying to find your wallet.
Right, and there's this woman on.
There's a woman, I'm assuming, in skin tight workout.
Right.
Gear.
She's like yoga pants, and you know she's like maybe like early 30s.
And you're just
right, staring at her, breathing heavily. Exactly. And I'm like, walk by, and I'm like trying to see, but it's now dark, you know, like there's street lights. So it's even more creepier because it's dark, and there's a guy breathing heavy, looking at her.
Yeah. And you got excited about G.I. Joe, so you put on your ski mask.
Right. Yeah. Put on my camo paint makeup. Put on my ghillie suit with with grass off the hat.
You know, when you're in the bush.
And I'm like, because I'm staring at her because I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I don't know.
Right.
She's exercising and whatever. And so I'm like, okay, let me walk around the bench and see if I can see it.
Yeah. Well, so it just looks like you're trying to get all angles of her.
Right. I know. It's extra weird. So first I walk back. I walk completely past the bench and I look back and I can't see it. It's too dark. So then I walk back to where I was standing and I kind of look and I still can't see it. So I'm like, and then I kind of like play it cool. I walk to another bench and look around.
So far you've been playing it cool.
You're right. I'm like keeping an eye on her because I want to see if she picks up the wallet. And then she does another exercise with her legs this time or something, where she's like standing on the bench and stepping off of it.
Oh, high knees, like steps.
Or maybe, I don't know, where you like step on, step off.
Yeah, high steps.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't know what that steps was. I thought that was like a marching band thing or something. I don't know. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna walk in front of the bench to see if the wallet is on the thing. I walk in front of the bench, and I see her purse is on the bench. She picks up the purse, and clutches it to her chest. And I'm still looking. I'm still like looking to see if my wallet is amongst her purse or whatever. And then she like a look of absolute fear.
Wow.
And then I'm like, oh, I just have to say it. I go, sorry, I'm looking for something small. And she's like, huh? And I go, it's a wallet. I was sitting here earlier. I might have left my wallet. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't seen one. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a closer look here. And she takes a couple steps back.
Of course.
And I like look
high steps.
I'm like, all right, it's all right. I guess it's not here. You haven't seen it, right? And she's like, no, what? I'm like, maybe it's a different bench. And I just turn around immediately and walk fast, like away. And I go, God, I'm really such a freak. I terrified this poor woman. I look at the other bench, and I even like, there's a trash can there, and I'm like, maybe this guy took the cash out and threw the wallet in the trash can. So I'm like looking through the trash now.
Oh.
Completely.
Oh man.
Look like a complete freak.
Oh man.
Might as well have my pants off, you know. And I'm like, I give up. I can't touch this trash.
You're the guy making the 10 on the train.
Right. Give up. I go back home, and I'm like, I kind of reenact what I did when I got home. I'm like, all right, I took off. I went to I peed. Came back. Took off my pants here. Took off my sweatshirt here. And right where I threw my pants, I like kind of look, and the wallet was right there. Threw my pants down. It like flew out. But it was such a relief to find that wallet. It was such a relief. It like swarmed my head with like chemicals. When I found it, I was like, oh my God. Oh, it was like shooting up opium or something. I was like, eyes rolled in the back of my head when I felt that wallet. I'm like, I can't believe it. Oh.
Oh man, then you find out you're in a Total Recall simulation.
Right. I was like, oh my God. I almost called my whole night. I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm too overwhelmed right now. Went through so many weird emotions, and because I was like, it's such a pain to request all the cards, get your driver's license and the insurance cards, and I had like $100 in there. That's gone, you know.
You did all that for nothing.
For nothing, absolutely nothing. Just wasted time and looked weird and scared a woman. She'll probably never work out there again.
Oh man. Oh man.
She's probably like is looking at rentals in Colorado right now. Getting out of the city forever. Some freak.
Oh God.
She probably thinks I am stalking her, you know, like
Yeah.
that was a cover, because obviously I didn't, you know, whatever.
And she lives in Astoria, probably. So she's gonna
Probably
see
see
you.
her around, yeah. Probably gonna follow her at home and look in her windows.
And it wouldn't help if you grabbed the wallet bulge in your pants and went, got it.
Yeah, right. Calls police immediately.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
But I mean, the feeling of getting that wallet kind of washed away all that awkwardness.
That's great.
And wasting of the hour or whatever it was.
Sure.
I was like, it feels like I won money. You know, like it feels like
yeah, you at least won a G.I. Joe.
I did. Yeah, it's coming at the end of the week. I'll set it up. I'll set it up here when it comes.
Oh, please. Please do it. I would love that. Greg Stone will think we're ripping him off.
Right. Yeah, I also got one of the vehicles. So,
oh, what vehicle?
Well, the helicopter. I think it had some kind of pun where it's like the helicopter investigation service machine. So it spells out hiss, you know? It was a Cobra. That's pretty good. Pretty good writing there. Good. All right. Well,
swinging a hiss.
Swinging a hiss. So I'm sitting on the top of the world. Oh, well, I think I bought it when I came back because I'm like, well, I have all this money now. I have all this money that I have.
I found a wallet.
I found $100.
Oh man.
So I want to get into a topic off of Reddit. You know, we've been doing this. People ask us. It's been getting good reviews. So
yeah,
I saw this one. Does anyone? Okay, this one is from. I don't have the username. This one says, anyone else get wake up anxiety? Every time I sleep, be it a nap, night, or whatever, when I wake up, I'm extra anxious for 15 to 30 minutes. Then it gradually gets better. It's like I have to learn to be a human again.
Oh, man.
I have that all the time where you wake up and you're like, huh? Like, especially in a nap or if you wake up mid-sleep cycle, you kind of are thrown off. And the only way to do it is... And it's funny because usually I'm too anxious to go back to sleep because I'm so frazzled that I'll have to like put on like a documentary or something to fall back asleep because my thoughts are extremely racing like in the morning.
Right. When I'm up, I'm up. I'm the same way. I have a system of stuff I do, but I feel exactly like that user or whoever posted that feels. Because in the morning, I'm like, I feel like a monster when I wake up. I feel gross. I'm like anxious, and I'm still groggy.
I didn't know monsters are anxious.
Why do you think they're hiding in the closet?
That's why they're hiding under the bed. They're self-conscious. They don't want to talk to you and do small talk.
Don't look at me. I look like a monster.
Look away.
But I wake up and I'm just like a mess. I don't feel like a human. Mm-hmm. So I have all any vitamins or pill that I need for the day right at the nightstand and a bottle of water.
Uh-huh.
I chug you're supposed to have because you lose a lot of water when you sleep.
Yeah.
So I chug the water and I take the pills, which sounds... It's nothing bad. It's
popping those pills.
Yeah, it's just Vicodin and horse tranquilizer. Nothing,
ketamine,
cyanide, all the stuff you need for your nutrition. And and then I immediately brush my teeth.
Oh.
And that somewhat helps with the anxiety because I feel better. I feel more refreshed, and I feel less gross. So that makes me feel a little less anxious. But when I wake up, if I don't do any of that, I might just lay on the couch and be like, what am I doing with my life?
Like existential crisis?
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, when I wake up, it's like a bottleneck. You know, like when you unclog a drain and then all the water goes down right away?
Yeah.
That's kind of like all my thoughts that have been just clogged up throughout the night. So when I open my eyes, some chain pulls, all the anxiety that has been on break comes rushing in.
Thank God you're awake.
Yeah, we have to tell you something. Everyone hates you. Well, remember what you did 4 years ago?
You're a loser. Global warming.
Afghanistan.
Housewives.
I'm like, what's going on? I was asleep. I'm like, you're totally, and then you're at their most vulnerable because your senses haven't kicked in,
and your day just started. If like a big part of anxiety is you can think that, oh well, this affects my whole day. My whole day goes off of the first hour.
Yeah. So it is important to get going and get out of that, and that's when I find it does help. As soon as I get out of bed, like those anxiety of the morning goes away.
Yeah, I definitely have to get out of bed.
Just focus on getting ready, like you said, brushing your teeth, showering, making coffee, walking around, go for a walk in the morning or something.
Yeah, don't look at your phone.
Definitely don't look at your phone.
Don't look at your phone. Because your phone is going to be like, hey, guess who's doing better than you?
Yeah, that's true. Right.
Guess who got out of bed earlier? Oh, God.
Yeah, people really, posting, just beautiful day here.
Yeah.
The tag is an hour ago.
Found a wallet.
Some creep is harassing me.
I got 2 G.I. Joes helicopters. Yeah, when I wake up, I got to do all that, and then I did this today, and it really helped. Is I free write, and that was I did it before even the coffee, and I just spilled all my thoughts, and then I closed the book.
That's good. That's good.
So it's like, oh, there goes all that anxiety, and the book's it's on the page instead of my head.
I do that at night too. Dr. Dev, recommended that, and it's a good way to just get it out of your system, writing it down.
Yeah,
because you're like, I don't need to remember this anymore. It's locked away.
Oh, that's great.
Lets your brain take. I think that's why it keeps remembering it or whatever, because it thinks you need to know this.
Right.
No, I don't. But here you go. I wrote it down for you.
No one can find your notebook because it's going to say followed a woman today.
Everything in my notebook is on this podcast.
That's the same here. It's the exact same. This is how I woke up this morning. I'm so surprised I'm in a good mood. I usually have a water bottle next to my bed, but last night I did a glass of water.
Okay.
And it is relevant. What if I ended it there? And that's it. Bowie, my cat, got on the nightstand, stuck her paw in the glass of water, and just flicked it on my head as I was sleeping. So I woke up to being like spit on by water, and it was huge globs of water.
That's pretty genius.
She got me up.
Well, she knew that water is waking up. That's pretty smart.
It was crazy, and then she told me about Afghanistan. Like, she's really educated.
So I wonder how long that had been going on.
I've seen her do the water before, but she likes to dip her paw in it, but she never like launched it at anybody. So she did it, and I was up. I was like, and it felt so gross.
Yeah.
Even though it was clean water.
But her paw's in there. She goes in the litter box.
That's true. Yeah, it was mud.
Ew. It's brown.
What can brown do for you? Wake me up.
Well, that's pretty. That cat's smart, I gotta say.
Smart cat.
Yeah. I mean, you should get a video of that next time.
Yeah, I will.
That's a pretty funny video.
Yeah.
Like, set up a secret video and with the glass of water. Was it right when you had to wake up?
Well, she cries in the morning when she wants us up.
Uh-huh.
And we sleep through the cries now. We're used to it.
Oh,
and
no.
And she was like,
take this up a notch.
Yep. Step 2. Next, she's going to like Home Alone me. She's going to have a paint bucket on a rope.
I mean, speaking of Afghanistan, Guantanamo. She did the Guantanamo wake up.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying that word wrong. Guantanamo. Okay, yeah. I can't say it.
Geronimo.
Gitmo, everybody.
Dominoes.
So she...
DiGiorno.
I heard that's what they would do when they would get their prisoners.
Waterboarding.
Well, they would do waterboarding, and then like every like right when your REM cycle is supposed to kick in, they would like throw water at you. I think, or something. So that's what she does. Anyways.
My God.
All right, so we got some...
I did tell her everything she wanted to know. The food's in the cabinet on the right.
We got some emails here. We got a... Do you have them open? Or
I can get them open.
Okay. Well, I can get them open too. So we got a new Patreon member, Olivia, who wrote in some topics, and then we have one from another listener who's been emailing us. So if you have any topics, everybody, remember, email them at penningattackingpodcast@gmail.com or DM us on any of the socials, and we'll see those, hopefully. Or tag us in a tweet or something.
Yes, I've got it here. Yes, I've got. It's the latest one, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So Olivia, we got your email. What's it dated?
The 24th.
Okay.
So this one's called concert tickets. Okay. Oh my God. You know that someone has anxiety when they start with "okay,"
And then, oh my God.
yeah, because it's almost like, okay, here it goes. Like they're preparing themselves for how much they have to tell you. I just picture like a bunch of files being sorted. All right. Okay. Oh my God. So my best friend won concert tickets yesterday from a radio station, and she asked me to go with her. Don't judge, but it's for the Jonas Brothers.
Oh.
Well, they called her back today, and she was the grand prize winner. So now we have front row seats and VIP access.
Holy crap.
That's amazing. So now my anxiety is going nuts. Like, I've asked her 100 times if she's sure she wants to take me.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
Right. She reassured me she does, so yay. But damn, I'm so excited. I'm anxious now, like, what to wear? What do I wear? Also, I need to know... now I need to find work coverage that also gives me major anxiety because I don't want to call off and make them short, and then I feel like an ass. Has this ever happened to you guys or anyone?
Okay, multi-layered here.
Oh, and she asked us to call her Liv.
Oh, Liv. Okay.
Live and let die.
Liv Tyler from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Adriel? Is that what she played? You haven't seen the movie, but okay, so a couple things to unpack here. First, am I good enough to go with my friend? Hey, they'd asked you. I mean, if they didn't think so, they wouldn't have asked you.
I get it though. I think you've done that to me, and I've probably done that to you on things that you are excited to go to, and it means a lot. So one, you want your friend to have a good time because they're doing something that you are also super excited for. So you're trying to not be selfish,
right,
which is also a very good thing. And then also, if now that she found out it's an extra big deal, it's like you want to make sure you don't get your hopes up. And then they're like, oh, well, now that I know I'm going backstage, I'm bringing
somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would that? I mean, I guess that would... I mean, that's a big change, front row, backstage, but it wouldn't change the experience. I mean, you wanted to go to a concert with you.
Right. But, I think a big part of the anxiety is not wanting to get your hopes up until you're like, okay, this is for sure happening.
Yeah, I do that all the time, yeah.
Yeah. But that's great. Yeah. It's cool that you asked your friend, but yeah, like you said, she asked you. She wants to go with you.
Yeah, and she asked you for a reason. Maybe you guys were Jonas Brothers buddies or something.
Yeah, maybe you're
Jonas
Bro Bros.
Jonas Sisters. Joe Bros.
Joe Bros. And
the second part about the work, I
Yeah.
feel that all the time and throughout my working life. Like, oh my God, how am I going to take vacation? Oh my God, they're gonna hate me. Oh no. But you got to look at it the other way, and it takes you a while to realize this. But the job doesn't usually care about you at all. Like
yeah.
Like if they were down like sales, they would cut you and then be like, "Sorry, good luck. We're not gonna go out of our way to make sure you're okay. You're done." They're not gonna like keep in touch and say, "Hey, remember when we fired you? How you doing? You doing good? Okay, great. We're just checking in because we're a nice place, you know."
They're gonna drop you like the unpopular Jonas Brother.
Yeah, they're gonna drop you like one of those virginity promise rings. But you just take off work. You are going to look back at this experience for the next 50 years. You're not going to look back at the time you worked, you know?
Yeah.
You got to have your priorities. You want to do this. You don't want to, whatever you do for a living, I don't know, but.
And focus on what you can control. If you tried to get the coverage and did everything that you can for them and the other half is not being done, I mean, you did what you could do.
Right. And if the job said, "Hey, sorry, we don't need you today," you know, would you be like, "Oh, that was weird"? You'd be like, "All right, I mean, I guess that's the way it is." I mean, you got to say it's front row VIP access. You know, I mean, you don't even have to say anything to them. I mean,
Yeah.
just say you need off.
Just know that if they follow you on social media, they are going to see all the pictures.
Right. But also, from what I see online and on the socials and everything, like the labor market, and even Ronnie wrote this in too when I was like worried about that Chick-fil-A worker who didn't give me the drink, and I felt weird to say anything. She said, people are so hard up for employees that they have the power now.
Yeah.
Like it used to be, they would instill the fear in you that you're replaceable.
Right.
You know,
right.
like that's what it was like when I was a busboy. They're like, do this or you're out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll get paid less than minimum wage for some reason. Because I'm afraid I'll be replaced. I'm happy to be here, I guess, because I guess it's in demand.
Right.
But now they don't have that. And people are just sitting back, or, you know, either they found different ways to make a living that actually make them happy, or they're like, I mean, pay me more and I'll come in. I don't know. But it seems like now it's in the workers' favor, so I wouldn't be worried about calling out. Keep that in mind. They should be happy to have you. You shouldn't be happy to have them.
Wow.
That's...
I saw you realizing you were saying something great.
Take off, Liv. Take off.
And live your life, Liv.
Living on the edge.
Live it up.
Living on the edge, the father of Liv Tyler.
Yes.
Maybe that's how she got the name.
You can't stop yourself from falling.
Love in an elevator. Random song titles.
Pink.
Crazy. She was in that video.
Crying.
Crying. Oh, maybe she was in that one.
She's in one of them. I don't remember. She was definitely in Don't Want to Miss a Thing. She was in the whole movie.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Man, what a career.
She's like, all right, I'll do this movie. Or who do you think they got first? Liv, we're coming back to you. But who do you think they got first? Aerosmith to do the soundtrack or Liv Tyler to be in the movie?
That's a great point. I don't know, because she came out of nowhere. Well, first she was in the music video, and then she's suddenly main lead in a movie.
She was good.
She was great.
She was really good.
And she's attractive. She doesn't look anything like her dad, which is a plus.
Which is the same sentence.
Yeah. That'd be funny if she had like his mouth, and she definitely would have been Lord of the Rings. She'd have been one of the orcs.
What if he was in Lord of the Rings as one of the orcs?
He'd be one of the goblin people that lives in under a mine. Yeah, he just plays guitar. He plays guitar to all the other goblins.
Oh man,
goblin gun.
He could have been Gollum.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
they have the same body. Skinny.
I'm sorry. Also, Liv asked what she should wear to the concert.
Oh yeah.
I think, just dress comfortably. You're gonna be on your feet the whole show in the front row.
Yeah, don't wear high heels.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna be moving quickly backstage because they run tight ships on meet and greets and stuff like that. So just be comfortable, and then also know you're gonna get your picture taken.
Yeah, I used to be self-conscious about what to wear at concerts. I'm like, well, I don't want to wear the name of the band. It's too weird, so...
I never understood that.
What?
That not wearing the name of the band. I always wore the name of the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I do if it's like a bunch of names on the bill.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I like this one out of them.
So cut to all the other names watching you.
Yeah.
Getting all sad.
Who's this guy?
They're trying to find their name in on someone's shirt.
Yeah,
we're not on any of these people.
What the heck? We gotta sell more merch.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, wear what you want. I don't know. I mean, it might be weird to wear a Jonas Brothers shirt and they just see their own faces coming towards them.
Yeah, you don't want to look like creepy super fans.
Yeah.
Maybe wear some like, but I guess if you even, I don't know, just wear whatever. It will look good. I guess. Because you're gonna get in photos of them. So
you're gonna be in a bunch of pictures with them, and you're gonna want to post them. So
yeah, I would just wear like comfortable clothes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be weird. Do not buy a Jonas Brothers shirt to wear for them. That's what I wouldn't do.
Do not do that.
You'll never wear it unless they'll sign it. That's pretty cool.
Bring the shirt to get signed, but wear something else. Like hold the shirt.
Right.
And don't buy the shirt that's at the booth at the concert because they know what they're currently selling. So if you already have one, get that signed.
Well, you could buy that just to have that signed.
That's true.
Buy that shirt there to get them signed there.
I know all the stuff, the Jonas Brothers stuff I have.
I miss them. I was like, I'm too old, I guess. I missed them when they were popular. I don't even know what they are. Aren't One Direction? Are they the same thing?
They were before One Direction, but they were probably Zero Direction. They were they showed one which direction to go.
Oh, they were the original Direction?
I think.
I don't know.
The first direction.
Wait, what, West?
Kanye.
Gondor. That's in the West. The thing. Oh, I had a mini story. I might have talked about it before, but I went to with my brother. Went to this like heavy metal festival.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you this? And it was we were like in the front because we were young.
Yeah.
And there was this band called Converge, and it was like a scary looking band. This guy had like a neck tattoo. The first one I've ever seen that went like up his neck. It was like two wings that went up through his whole neck.
Oh wow.
He's the singer, and plus he has arm tattoos. But I'm just staring at this. I'm like, man, I'm gonna hurt.
He's got the voice box of an angel.
Maybe that's what he's implying. But I'm the whole time like, man, he had tattoos on his veins up there. It's like his arteries. So I'm just like staring at him the whole time.
Yeah.
And the bassist is like some regular looking guy.
Yeah.
Who I told this maybe on the bonus, but when he was texting the Trivium bassist girlfriend to come give us hot dogs.
Yes.
Well, he's doing this on like a Razr flip phone.
Yeah.
Or something. And the Converge bassist sees my brother on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Did I tell you this story before? And he hawks the biggest loogie at my brother.
Misses.
And it misses, hits the guy behind him. But that moment made me realize, oh, they do look at us.
They see you.
They see us.
Yeah.
I thought they're just like staring off in the distance. That's what I would be. I'm like, wow, they really do see you. That's crazy.
You've been on those sorts of stages. You've seen what you can see on stage.
Right. But I'm not like focused on a guitar, like.
Right.
I'd be like looking at the notes and stuff.
Right. But they've done it all, so they
probably done it all.
Yeah, they're looking for. I kind of want to spit tonight.
Yeah, I feel a little phlegmy. I had a milkshake. Let me see if a guy's on his phone.
Here's a chocolate vanilla twist.
Oh man. Oh, well, you're gonna do great, Liv. We have one more email. I think we can have time.
Check what do we got right here?
Yeah, we got a couple minutes.
Okay. Email we've got. Is it from September 5th? Oh wait,
it's from MightB. Might be.
This one? Email apnea?
Yes.
Okay. Might be slightly emailed. I recently read an article about a thing called email apnea, where people hold their breath when they read and reply to emails.
Oh, man.
and I have it. I've noticed I hold my breath all day long. Hold on, I gotta breathe. Okay. Responding to text, focusing on work, filling up a glass of water, coloring with my daughter, learning a song on an instrument, anything that takes a mild amount of focus. I just realized I finally figured out who Might Be is. But anyways.
Who is it?
I think it's Matt.
Matt Moose Mountain?
I think.
What makes you think that?
The Daughter and the Instruments.
Ah, Matt, is it you?
Matt, are you might be? It might be Matt.
No, I think he would DM us.
That's true. Anything that takes a mild amount of focus is this why I'm anxious? My brain isn't getting enough oxygen throughout the day. Help. Might be slightly. Wow.
I have that, and all the time. Or email is such. What I hold my breath at is when I get the alert that I have an email.
Yeah.
I go. So I'm like, what is this for? What is this bad? Is this good?
They're like, is he about to go underwater?
Basically.
Yeah. I get it with when I know I have. I guess it's the same as you, but when I see it and I know I gotta read it. So it's the reading it that I'm the most stressed.
Yeah, right.
I'm doing a little business emailing lately, and I'll be next to Caitlin, and I'm like, oh god, I'll scroll through it, but I won't read a single thing. I'm like, oh god, it's long.
Oh yeah, me too.
I might pass out.
I have to like have the process in my head for a couple of days before I get to it.
Oh yeah,
I have to like be like, I don't know, meditate on it for a second or something before I have the will to open or actually read the words.
Yeah, you got to open your mind and your inbox. But I get so stressed out. Some I leave for, like you're saying, for a day after reading it, and then I have to read it again because the first time I was just, while I was reading it, my brain was going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like I have a hard time processing it.
Yeah, it's funny because I once was I was deceived this week because I got an email from a comedy club and it said updates and stuff, and I was like, all right, it's general email, and I like glance at it and I'm like, okay, it's good to know, and then I like scroll up and I see it's addressed, the first line is Schiavone, and then I'm like, huh, and then I keep reading and it's like personalized to me. It's the comedy club just emailed me directly about something, and I was like, and then that's when I held my breath. I was like, I didn't reply right away. I didn't know I had to. I like panicked. I think it took me a whole day to reply.
It's like liar, liar. I'm getting what I deserve. I'm reaping what I sow. And he goes like,
And then it took me a whole day to reply, and all the reply was, sounds good. Thanks for letting me know. It wasn't even like a complicated reply.
I was talking about this with somebody. The way we are, our personality, we have to be different than that for email, when it's business. I mean, that you can be like, sounds good. I'll do whatever. But like, I've noticed when I get business emails, I can't be myself because it's business time.
Right.
And that's an extra level of stress that I'm like, I don't want to be this guy in this email. It's so anxiety and
yeah, there is a line of, guess text, you're like, there's people just assume you don't have time to reply anyway, so you're just like blah 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 blah, just like quick lines in the email. There's that assumption that you're sitting at your computer with like a cup of coffee, so
yes,
to write like a good email back,
Yes.
So yeah, email is definitely more anxiety inducing than text because everyone knows you get the emails on your phone. I mean, so there's that tinge of you got to reply right away because they know you saw your email.
Right.
And that's probably the email apnea or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you have to hold your breath because you're like, oh my God, I got to reply right away. And I got to reply with a lot of words.
The longer their email, the more I'm like, I got to match their thickness.
Yeah, the more I hold my breath.
Caitlin's like, long email, huh? And I'm like, how do you know? She's like, you're blue.
You're passed out on the floor.
Yeah, I just woke you up. You're like, Andrew on the bench.
I'm like self-conscious about my breathing right now. I'm like,
I've been doing it too.
I'm like thinking about emails.
I noticed one of the sentences I said earlier, I stopped because I was out of breath.
Oh my God. Well, that's a different issue.
Yeah, I gotta work on my lung capacity.
Well, thanks for the email. It might be slightly interesting thing. I never really thought about that until you emailed. But if you have email apnea and hold your breath, write in, everyone.
You can make it short though when you write in.
Yeah, write in just a line.
Got it. Email us at panicattackingpodcast@gmail.com. Any anxiety you're experiencing, email us. You see that we don't make fun of you for the anxiety. We just make fun of the anxiety itself.
Yes. And we relate to it all because we have it all. And all those...
That's the only thing we brag about. I got it all.
And then the email should be in the episode description.
EPC.
And now we're on the Helium Network, so we have a website with the aggregate stuff, supposedly. So that's the link there. We haven't heard from those people.
I think they have email apnea.
Yeah, they're passed out and over there at their computer right now.
Their foreheads on the keyboard.
Oh my God! All right,
so funny.
Well, that wraps it up, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for writing in. We appreciate you guys. All the links and stuff we talk about are in the episode description. So subscribe to our YouTube and leave us reviews on iTunes. That's the only thing we ask of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good rest of the day or night.